Pay attention. A plane lurches and heads toward the tarmac. It lands in a dramatic fashion. Inside the cockpit, there's an 11-year-old girl. The captain beside her is unconscious. It turns out that all 180 passengers, including the captain, were struck by food poisoning and passed out. Only the girl stayed conscious. She took control of the plane and safely brought it down. Once on the ground, she disappeared quietly. By the time the hospital and reporters arrived, she was already long gone in a taxi. But that's just the beginning. On her way to her grandmother's house, a squirrel suddenly ran into the street. The driver swerved to avoid hitting it and crashed into another vehicle. The girl hurried across the street, rescued the injured squirrel, and then took over the driver's seat. She expertly parallel parked, helped sort out the accident. Afterward, she placed the squirrel in her bag and continued to her grandmother's house. When they finally met, the girl ran over and gave her grandmother a tight hug. It was their first meeting, but the grandmother appeared uncomfortable. She had forgotten to pick her up, and didn't seem too fond of her. As soon as her grandmother sat down, she bluntly said, "I raised your mother. Now that she's gone, I have no obligation to take care of you." The girl remained unfazed. She moved into her mother's old room, tended to the squirrel's injury, and started redecorating. She added fairy lights, painted stars, and set up a picture of her father on the nightstand. That evening, she video called her dad. He was an astronaut, currently on a mission in space. That's why the girl had been left with her grandmother. She reassured him that she was okay, and he showed her what Earth looked like from space. Despite being far apart, he cared deeply for her. The next day, the squirrel sneaked into her grandmother's room, giving her a huge fright. She chased it around the room, but ended up falling and hurting herself. Meanwhile, the girl rode her skateboard to school. In class, she introduced herself. Her name is Loka. She grew up at the European Space Agency, training alongside her father to become an astronaut. Her classmates were intrigued, but at that moment, the injured squirrel woke up. Loka immediately asked her teacher for permission to leave, to take care of it and provide it with food and medicine. The teacher was speechless. "Due to copyright restrictions, I can only show you this much." The title of the movie is Loka Changes the World.